we should work hard as we can. Maybe within 5 to 10 years, many jobs will be replaced by AI. I think as you probably have heard, everything can be disrupted in China. You have oversee a lot of new business models coming up to disrupt the old business model. In general, industries like AI and machine learning growing really fast. But the other part, some traditional models like coffee. There are also players in China such as Zheng, they're disrupting Starbucks and very fast growing using their very unique business models. I think in general the tech industry is going above and beyond the first and second tier city. It goes to even more deeper level to third or fourth tier cities, and a lot of new market is being discovered. And also for younger generation, there are a lot of new models associated with new models for them to social, to chat, to play games, make friends. So I think overall it's discovering more markets in this country. I think China, the market is big enough. The adoption rate for new technologies far beyond your imagination. For example, for AI, it's actually quite widely used for facial recognition. You walk on the street, you check in a hotel, you go to a concert, everything is facial recognition. When you pass your border entering China, there will be facial recognition there. So actually widely used. So I think it's a very interesting market for a lot of new technologies to be tested and having people to understand and adopt it. Alibaba and Tencent are still very strong and very big. It's almost anything you do tech startup related, you won't get out their hands. But there are very fast growing second tier. Baidu has been there for a while. They are getting more focused on AI and research. But there's also Zheng, there's also a new player called Pinduoduo, which only took them 2 to 3 years to catch up to what Zheng has been done for the past 10 years. There's also one that you can't ignore, which is the ByteDance and Toutiao. So everybody has been reading their news in the morning. Everybody is watching TikTok, which is also a group under ByteDance. So those companies are catching up really fast and having a battle between AP. And there's also Meituan, which they're focusing on food delivery, and the Didi. Those are the new unicorns on the second tier city. On the second tier level, overall, the Chinese tech startup ecosystem is more like a Game of Thrones. Everybody is trying to climb to the top of the throne, but yeah, it's very exciting. I think over the time, the big giants in China, they have been knowing how to play the game. They have become more and more playing the game well now. So for every new model, before it can take 10 years for the model to fulfill and reach the bottleneck of its population. But now look at Pinduoduo. It only took them 2 to 3 years to become the top player. Same for TikTok. Within 2 to 3 years, they have reached billions of users. Now it comes to the next level of game. I think Southeast Asia is a very good and unique market for those unicorns. Firstly, enter the market. The user behavior is very similar compared to the Chinese users. And the other part is language. A lot of people can understand some basic Chinese in those markets. And also those markets are growing very fast and has a big potential. I think the workforce is becoming younger and younger. So we have seen people who just graduated university and now they're joining workforce. And of course, we can't expect them to work the same way as we used to work 5-10 years ago. I think this whole generation they express themselves well, and they obviously want something very different. So I think the co-working spaces are providing such an environment for them to be able to represent themselves, make new friends, and also for those tech companies, they can have an environment such as like Alibaba or like Tencent, but everything is prepared in a package provided by the co-working space. So I think it's a very good opportunity for those young people to join in a very special office and work environment for their first time. It's a big discussion also in China as well. I don't think this one has an answer to that, whether it's right or wrong. But I would say this has been pushing the Chinese startups to move fast and has been pushing companies like Alibaba and Tencent to grow really aggressively. But I think we should work hard as we can. Maybe within 5 to 10 years, many jobs will be replaced by AI. By that time, people will beg for working for better hours to get more work done. So I think the world will change. Work as hard while you can and create a different world. To a lot of Chinese startups, Southeast Asia market is still not too familiar to them. Although they have probably heard a lot of stories, they have seen the potential of the market, but it's still a very different market. I think Techsauce will be a perfect platform for them to see what this market looks like, talk to as many people as they can while they are in Bangkok, and also be able to find partnerships, find friendships to get their work started here. I think that's always a wise step while they are entering a new market.